కదా లేదా అయ్యా లేదనే చెప్పేది
So a very good morning to one and all, Amma. So am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you. So a very good morning once again. Right. So in the last class, we tried to solve one problem regarding on your curved beams. So that we followed some basic steps how you supposed to solve that particular problem. And I already asked you that you please follow the same step for the remaining cross section also, so that it is easy for you. You simply follow the procedure what I explained here. That is sufficient, Amma. Right. Anyway, in this class we try to solve two more standard cross sections, Amma, because we are having out of 5 sections we are having rectangle section, circular, triangle, trapezoidal, like I section and T section. You are having different cross sections, standard sections. Out of this I already explained rectangle section. Now in this class we try to complete one circular section and trapezoidal section, so that the same principle you can apply for remaining 2 sections also. So after completion of these standard sections we may proceed further the grain hook problems directly, right? So once if you understand this concept, then only you can easily understand them. That is very important. And and you may have the doubt regarding in the yesterday's class regarding a position of neutral axis, because standard sections normally you are having position of neutral axis based on your you're not supposed to bother about your answer, Amma. It is negative or positive. In which direction it is moving, based on that only you're supposed to calculate. Suppose if you consider a crane hook on that particular case, on what direction you are having moving, or what direction the particular axis is located, based on that your center, your position of neutral axis will depend. It may be positive or it may be negative depending upon the cross sections or depending upon the type of problem, right? So that point you already that is there in your design procedure, whether in the sign convention, especially in the sign convention. Especially in a sign convention, there is a statements you are having. You please read down those statements, then only you are not having any doubts, right? That is the first point. So again, I'm repeating that for solving of standard cross section or a crane hook problem, whatever it is, maybe the formulas are varying, but the approach is similar. The approach is similar, right? The first step is first you try to find out the position of neutral axis, and second one is you please try to find out the what we call the maximum stress and minimum stress value based on your bending moment value, right? So, and h square value is very important. H square value will be varying from cross section to cross section, so that it is very important to remember h square values. Your sigma value will be same, but your h square value will be vary cross section to cross section. So why we reading this cross section, especially why not we directly move on to the crane hook problem directly? Why initially we started this standard cross sections means, while you are dealing with problem of your crane hook, normally we experiencing a trapezoidal cross sections and circular cross sections, because you are dealing with different types of curved beams, so that it experiencing of different types of cross section, and most of the cross sections are only you are having in this sum, most of the cross sections. So that is the reason why first we deal with the standard cross section, then we move on to your different types of your curved beams. Not curved beams means with different shapes in crane hooks or in a chain link manner, right? What we learned in earlier classes, all those things we try to solve them. So in order to solve those kind of problems, first you have to understand this concept. So that is the reason why we are solving this kind of problems especially. This is also very important in the examination point of view. Anyway, without wasting time, so you please move on to your second problem, that is based on your circular cross section, as I told earlier, right? So here, as you observing problem number 3, as you observing the problem number 3 on your screen. So determine, so as usual, so here it is a normal statement, here I already told you that the problem is mentioned for a normal statement, but in the examination they write on their own manner, no need to worry. But the whole theme of the problem is only determine the position of neutral axis and maximum minimum stresses and type of cross section. Only these 3 are the important parameters. You have to observe whatever the statement they mention, right? Okay, fine. Here to determine the position of neutral axis and maximum minimum stresses when a curved beam of here circular section. Please understand that it is a circular section of diameter 100 mm and is subjected to pure bending moment. And is subjected to pure bending moment of 11.5 kilonewton meter. Of 11.5 kilonewton meter, the radius of curvature is 100 mm. So please observe that the radius of curvature is 100 mm and it is a circular section. You please understand that it is a circular section and the circular section diameter is 100 mm. The circular section diameter is 100 mm and it's pure bending moment. The bending moment also here mentioned. So the bending moment is here 11.5 kilonewton meter. So this is the data you are observing in this particular problem, right? Right. As usual, what is your procedure, Amma? Same procedure what we followed for your previous problem. Right. First, write down the given data, Amma. Please write down the given data. Take 1 minute and write down the given data. So given data is already mentioned in this particular problem. No need to worry. Directly write down the given data. Diameter 100 mm and bending moment is 11.5 kilometer. Notation is important, Amma. Why I am even though it is easy for you for write down the given data, but for your convenience or for your practice purpose and for your notations, because notations are very, very important. Right? Suppose if you have a diameter, what is the notation of diameter? And bending moment, what is the notation for bending moment? And radius of curvature, what is the notation for radius of curvature? For the purpose only, I am telling you that you please note down on your notebook the given data with notations, so that it is easy for you for remaining calculation parameters. Right? Right. Now the first one is as usual, the position of neutral axis. First write down the formula for position of neutral axis. So it is even whatever the type of cross section it is, you won't bother, Amma. The first and foremost step is position of neutral axis. As usual formula. You please write down the first write down the formula for position of a neutral axis without seeing on the screen. So this is the figure. If you want to draw the figure, you can draw, Amma, no problem. So this is the figure, diameter 100 mm and the mean radius of curvature is 100 mm and your central axis. So after finding out the neutral axis, you can identify whether it is below the central axis or above the central axis. It is to be determined after finding out of your y naught value. After finding out that of your y naught value, you will observe the dotted lines here. See, the dotted lines here are represents the y naught value, whether it is below or above. It purely depends upon after calculation, right? But here already we calculated, so that the figure is to be drawn, no problem. So first draw the figure, and this is the data. So diameter is 100 mm and bending moment m equal to 11.5 kilonewton meter. If you want to convert into Newton meter, 11.5 into 10 power 3 Newton meter. And radius of curvature r equal to 100 mm. So these notations are very, very important. Please understand the importance of notations. Without identification, and if you fail to identify the correct terminology of this particular notations, you may think it is very easy. Sir, diameter is d and bending moment is m. Already we know that, but most of the time you will feel in the examination, definitely some of the student they will get confused for writing out the notations. Why? Because means the notations are reflecting your formula. That is the reason why I'm asking you. Right. Anyway, so the first point is position of neutral axis. So already you know that the position of neutral axis formula. So position of neutral axis formula. So y naught equal to minus of r into s square by r square plus s square. So already you know that this formula. Already you know this formula. Already we calculated. Already we calculated in the. See, some students, please put off your mic. Right, in order to avoid overlapping. right? So y naught value is minus of r into h square by r square plus h square, right? Okay, fine. So same formula we already applied. Same formula is already applied in case of a rectangle section also. You please verify it. You please verify it. We already applied in rectangle section also. Very good, fine. Now identify the terminology. I already told you that. So after identification of a suitable formula, so position of a neutral axis, the symbol is y naught. The symbol is y naught, and formula is minus of r into h square by r square plus h square. So what is r and what is h square here? No h value is there throughout your what we call curved beams. Always be bothered about h square value. Always be bothered about h square value. No h value is there, right? You please remember that, right? Anyway, so r is the radius of curvature. You already know that. R is radius of curvature. You already know that finally the value is given in the given data. Now what is the unknown value here? H square value is the unknown parameter. So h square value is the unknown parameter. So in order to find out the h square value, what we did in the last class problem, we directly move on to the rectangle section derivation of h square for that problem, because in the last class we solved for rectangle section problem, so that the h square value derivation, we verified h square value derivation. We verified h square value derivation for rectangle section. In the same manner, again you try to verify h square value for circular section, so that you need derivation, you require derivation. Now you know the value of h square value for different cross section. I already mentioned, right? So that for your reference only, already I circulated the notes. So in the page number 14, 14 or sorry, in page number 15 you are having, in page number 15 you are having h square value. That is equation 23.8. For your reference only, I am reading, Amma, in order to wasting of time. Again, I am mentioning the page number and the equation number also. So in the page number 15 and the equation number is 23.8. On this case, you are having h square value equal to d square by 16 plus 1 by 28 d power 4 by r square plus and so on. That means you move on for different terms also for this. You repeat for these terms for different series. So h square value equal to d square by 16 plus 1 by 28 d power 4 by r square. I hope all of you are observing this equation. I hope all of you are observing this equation of h square. So identification of formula is very, very important. Then only you able to substitute the suitable data on this particular formula. Suitable data on this particular formula. So I hope all the students are required to be identified this particular location. You please identify it by opening of your notes. Already circulated. That consists of derivations and h square values. Have you observed? Have you observed the equation? H square value d square by 16 plus 1 by 28 d power 4 by r square. Have you observed in circular cross section, page number 15? In your notes, that circulated notes. Right. So you already know that what is the d value and what is r value, right? You already know that. So what is the d value and what is r value? Please substitute in the given formula and tell me the answer, whether this answer is correct or not. You please verify it. Take 2 minutes of time and verify your answer. And verify your answer whether this answer is correct or wrong. You please verify it. Determine h square value by using the above relation. So this relation is obtained from your circular cross section h square value. Circular cross section, because in each cross section you are having different h square values. For cross section to cross section, h square value will varies. H square values will varies. Okay, Nama. So you please keep that point in your mind. So you have to remember the H square value and the position of neutral axis, that means Y naught value, and minimum stress and maximum stress sigma values. These formulas are very, very important. You have to practice. No, there is no other way. If at all, if it is available in data book, the standard relation, that is fine, no problem. Otherwise, there is no choice. You have to remember. So please find that answer by substituting this relation. Please find the answer by substituting in this relation. Now tell me what is the answer, whether this answer is correct or wrong. So your D value is 100 mm and R value is also 100. R is the radius of curvature and D is 100 diameter. It is already given in your given data of problem. So nobody is doing calculations or something like that, because it is very easy calculations. 100 square by 16 plus 120, 1 by 128 into d power 4 by r square. Please respond. What is the exact answer? Whether this answer is right or wrong, please verify it. Right. Number 26 or 47. Only these two students are responded frequently. Remaining students' response is also required. If at all, if you are not doing the same thing, means simply I am called one by one. By unmute your mic, simply only those particular person respond according to my question. If you are not responded my question frequently. So I don't know whether you are doing or simply copy paste the answer of remaining students, because somebody responded first, so that same thing is repeatedly they saying that the answer is correct, the answer is correct, same answer. Because I am unable to observe and it is very difficult to me also. So that if at all I am having a doubt, means definitely I ask one by one student. I pick up some student and ask the same procedure also again. So the same, so in this class itself only, I want to pick one student and ask the question for how to solve the problem for trapezoidal section, the basic procedure. If you understand these two cross sections, then you can able to answer my questions easily, no problem, right? Because if you are not properly following, means then definitely there is no use. Just simply it is a reading out of the problems. You have to practice in the class itself, then only can easy when you're practicing, right? Anyway, the answer is correct, Amma. Most of the students are responded by knowingly or unknowingly, I don't know. Okay, anyway, so 703.125, that is the answer. Now the next step is, as usual, first our point is determine the position of neutral axis, that is our point. So that sorry, so that you please substitute in the given relation. Already you are having the, right, very good. So already you are having the relation y naught equal to minus of r into h square by r square plus h square, right? So you please substitute your h square value. Please substitute your h square value in given equation of y naught. Y naught value equal to minus of r into h square by r square plus h square, where r equal to 100 and h square value equal to 703.125. Where r square, I mean r equal to r means, here the terminology is very, very important. R is entirely different from D. Some of the students may think that where r is called as radius, here not radius, radius of curvature. D is the diameter. So please understand the terminology. Understand the terminology. R is radius of curvature. D is diameter, circle diameter. Don't get confused with notations. So that is the reason why you try to understand the terminology and notations. Right, fine. So your y naught value is, somebody responded, that is minus 6.57 mm. Whenever the answer is in minus, already we are having a statement. Already observed in the figure also. What is the position of neutral axis, Amma? Whenever you supposed to get minus value, what is the position of neutral axis? Where it is located? Where it is located? So the negative, right? The negative sign means the neutral axis will be where it is located? Below the centroidal axis, right? So below the centroidal axis. Very good. So minus means below the central axis, and you may have the doubts are every time we may get only negative value, we don't get any positive value. Those things also you will get observed, no problem. Please wait for the time. You will get you will definitely identified the positive values also. Okay. You definitely observe the positive values also. Okay, don't worry, right? But as far as this particular problem, whenever you will get a minus value, definitely the position of neutral axis will be below the centroidal axis. That statement you have to mention particularly. The statement you have to mention particularly in the examination also. In the examination also. So whatever the instructions I mentioned here, by keeping the point in examination point of view also, you please mention that, right? You please mention in your examination, right? Okay, fine, very good. Now directly you have to go for the what is the maximum stress and what is the minimum stress. Same formula. Try to write down the formula. Try to write down the formula. Write down the formula. Sigma value equal to m by r into a of 1 plus r square by square of y by r plus y. Right? So this is the formula you already observed in your previous problem also, and it is also available in your derivation. Now please substitute in the given formula. Now verify your answers. So where A is the area of cross section, here first observe the terminology, then you can substitute, then you can substitute, right? Then you can substitute. Right. So here M is the bending moment and R is the radius of curvature and A is the area of cross section and H square is the square value of your circular section and Y is your centroidal distance. Right? You please already explain why you take negative value and positive value. So you please substitute directly, no worries. You please substitute, already you know the M value. I hope already each and every terminology is available to substitute. There is no worries because direct relation. M value is known, bending moment value 11.5 kilonewton meter. So please convert into Newton mm. R is the radius of curvature and A is the area of cross section. What is the area of cross section here? Here area of cross section means it is a circular cross section. So circular cross section means pi over d square as usual. So I think there is no hassles that I'm experiencing here. So there is a message, some messages. Okay, right. Somebody is trying to sign in. Okay, anyway. So you please observe that. You please substitute in the given relation sigma maximum and sigma minimum. You already know that once you take positive value, then automatically next value is negative. Once if you consider negative value, then opposite value is positive. It is completely reverse sum. It is completely reverse. So whenever you will get a positive value, you can observe that it is a tensile stress, and whenever you will get a negative value, you will observe a compressive stress. So those things are very, very important. Now somebody is trying to uh, sign in with Windows NT 6.0 or something like that. I don't know who is the person. So I don't know who is the person, but again saying warning, keep on saying that warning. So that is the reason why you are interrupted. If at all somebody is trying to sign in with our college email ID with the passwords, so you please try to avoid that. Amma, just follow the links only. Based on the links only, you try to join. Right? You please don't change the settings or something like that. I don't think you are having that kind of permissions, but if at all somebody is trying, you please avoid it, because it's saying that keep on gives me warning. But I'm not saying that you are the person's doing, but someone is doing, but it says that keep on warnings me, keeps on saying warnings. Right, anyway. So maximum value and minimum values, so it is easy for you to. And if at all they are asked for various types of stress distributions. Various types of stress distributions means, so you have to follow the same procedure what we have to done in your previous class. If at all they are asked for stress distribution for various sections at a distance of 5 mm, at a distance of 10 mm, 20 mm, 30 mm, 40 mm. Likewise, depending upon your depth. In case of a rectangle section, if at all they're asked for different types of stresses value, you can calculate them. But till now, we are having only position of neutral axis and maximum values and minimum values only, right? So these are the basic steps I already explained. It is very, very easiest problem. See, is there any difficulty for you for solving this problem? Compare that of your last class. I hope you gain the knowledge. Compare that of your previous problem. Compare that of your previous problem. Because only 3 steps are required. One is position of neutral axis, second one is S-square value, third one is maximum stress and minimum stress. That means formula is same, but it just only y values may vary depending upon your y value, right? So maximum value and minimum values, these are the only things are required for calculating of standard cross sections, especially not only for standard cross section, whatever the problems in case of a curved beams, you have to follow this approach only. Entire problems will be followed this approaches only. There is no deviation in these approaches. There is no deviation. No deviation. So just copy paste approach. Copy paste approach. So please observe that how it is simple. How it is simple. 14 marks you can easily gain, rather than learning of by using of data books and by selecting the values from the data book, right? Like you already observed in case of your bearings. But the only difficult part here is remembering the value is the only difficult part. That too, only 5 cross sections. Is it difficult for you for remembering 5 cross section for h-square value? I don't think so. Only 5 sections. Rectangle section, circular section, and triangle, trapezoidal, and your I sections and D sections. Just remembering of h-square values only sufficient to give 14 marks. You please observe, and that is the reason why I am saying that those who are thorough with the knowledge of especially in IC engine parts and this particular chapter, definitely 100% out of 120 students are easily get through the examination. I don't say that you don't bother about remaining chapters, or please neglect the both remaining of 3 chapters. Remaining 3 chapters also very easy, but thing is, this is a very very easiest part to score more marks. To score more marks in the examination. And there is no different types of sections also available. Only these sections are available. There is no twist in the problems also. There are no twists in the problem. Direct problems are available. So understand the intensity of this particular chapter and gaining of marks especially. Right. So directly we move on to the next class section. As I told you that is for trapezoidal section. So wait for a while. Right. Now you please observe the problem on your screen, and please try to write down the problem without looking at the figure, and try to write down the given data in the same manner without observing the figure or without seeing on your screen. Just observe the problem. Just observe the problem. So the problem here is as usual. So location of neutral axis, maximum and minimum stresses. So here the cross section is trapezoidal section. cross section is trapezoidal section, and the bottom width is 30 mm and top width is 20 mm. Top width is 20 mm. And height is 40 mm and is subjected to pure bending moment of 600 Newton meter, and the radius of curvature is 50 mm, and beam is curved in a plane parallel to the depth. So here again they asked for also plot the variation of stresses across the section. Variation of stresses across the section. You please observe the following figure. It is a trapezoidal section. And write down the given data, and please at least find out the position of neutral axis, because the position of neutral axis formula is same, and only you bother about S square value. The S square value is available, that is already available, S square value. The square value formula will be available in your derivation of trapezoidal section. Please verify in your section, cross section, S square value. The equation is 23.7. So without seeing the figure, please observe in your derivation part and try to find out the value of position of neutral axis, so that I came to know that all of you are following my notes and all of you are following my instructions as easily. So, and that it is easy for you also. At least try to find out the neutral axis. That is sufficient for me in this class. Position of neutral axis. So you already know that, and again you are having a doubt regarding the formula. So sir, what is B1 and what is B2? Where you are having B1 and where you are having B2? So already it is mentioned that at the bottom part, B1 is 30 mm and B2 is 20 mm. So already you observe in a figure, no problem. But again, for confirmation only, I am saying that. For confirmation only, I am saying that B1 value equal to 30 mm, B2 value equal to 20 mm, and your depth value diameter D equal to 40 mm. Right? Now you proceed your problem. As we solved in your previous cases of your rectangle section and circular section. So if we have completed this problem, means directly we move on to the what we call the curved beams in the next class. Directly we move on to the curved beams by knowing one or two formulas. Remaining formulas are same, but except you are having one or two formulas. So based on those formulas, again the same procedure repeated. Again the same procedures are repeated. I hope everybody is doing. Even though I am not visible, even I am unable to visible to you, but still I am thinking that most of the students are doing the problem of location of neutral axis, finding out the location of neutral axis. If at all, if you are not responding, me simply I will pick one student, definitely, no problem. It is easy for me. Please find the position of neutral axis for trapezoidal section. So please go back to your trapezoidal section derivation of h square. I already mentioned the equation number also. It is somewhat 23 point R or something like that. Yeah, 23.7 in page number 14. So try to find out the position of neutral axis. Only 3 steps are required: position of neutral axis and maximum stress and minimum stress. And if at all required, in this problem they ask for different types of stress distribution. So that is the only thing here. There is no confusion, there is no difficulty. Just apply the formula. That is sufficient. So how many of you are solving? And please respond your answers regarding of your why not. Then only I will show on my screen what is why not value. You please follow the step-by-step procedure. First calculate why not value. Right, what is the why not value, Amma? Now tell me. So it is what is why not value? Whether it is right or wrong, no problem. You please respond your why not values. Then we will verify. What is your why not value? Please verify. Please post on your chat box Amma, so that I will verify your answer. What is your h square value at least? What is your h square value at least? In order to solve the position of neutral axis, first we require to determine h square value. What is your h square value? Somebody is saying that why not value is 2.65 or something like that. Well, very good, very good. 2.65. Only the 47 and 26 are responding frequently. I don't know remaining student. A square value, right? 140.36. Very good. 35 also responded frequently. I observed only few numbers, some 35, 47, latter entry 19 series, some Jagadish or something like that. Only few members are responding. So why not value is minus 2.65 is correct answer, and h square value is correct answer 140.34. Right. So h square value 140.34, and the location of neutral axis as usual. So it is you are getting negative value. You are getting negative value, so that you are getting negative value, so that it is minus 2.65 mm, and it is always below the centroidal axis, right? As below the centroidal axis. Now you please proceed for the sigma maximum, sigma minimum. You please respond for sigma maximum value and sigma minimum value. What is sigma maximum and sigma minimum? Sigma maximum value and sigma minimum value, same procedure as usual. So please verify the answer. Please verify the answer. You please verify the answer. If at all, if it is correct, no problem. And if there is any changes, you please post your answer. If there is any changes only, please post your answer. Otherwise, no need to worry. So this is how you're supposed to calculate of your different cross sections, sigma maximum, sigma minimum, and the position of neutral axis, right? I hope you understand the entire procedure and what I'm trying to say for solving the problem in an easy manner. So I feel that it is an easy manner, right? I don't know how many of you are following these steps, Amma, but as far as my knowledge is concerned, so I feel that this procedure is the easiest procedure to adapt for solving the problem, right? So just only step-by-step procedures, position of neutral, any problem. For any problem, we're having only these 3 steps, unless and until if it is specified. Suppose in the examination, I already mentioned that if at all they are asked for only maximum stress and minimum stress, so on the particular case, directly it is required for you. So it is required for you to determine Y value and sigma max and sigma minimum values are required. Those things you have to calculate, that is sufficient. So depending upon the problem, you try in the examination. But I already mentioned that, and I already keep on saying that only these are the things that are having for any problem, right? There is no more chance of asking a question other than this. Either they ask for derivation, either they ask for problem. That's the only thing, right? So either they are asked for derivation or either they are asked for problem. Only these 2 things. So my sincere request is, and keep on saying, Amma, keep on saying, you please, at least for this chapter only, for this particular chapter, you please practice derivation. First, general derivation of your sigma value, maximum value and minimum value already you are having sigma value. So you please practice those sigma value. And how do you locate a square value? Please follow those standard values, because in a rectangle section and circular section we use the relation of directly square value. Where do you get this square value? This square value is from your general derivation. So the sigma value, derivation of sigma value and derivation of square value, general equation of square and general equation of sigma value is more important. After then you came back to your individual cross sections, rectangle, circular, and all those things. Right? So this is very easiest chapter. Again and again I am repeating, right? So that if you are very much aware of these models, you please practice. We are having 2 days of time. You please practice for the already completed 3 sections. So remaining sections are only you are having I section and T section, right? So if at all if it is available, you please be practice of those 2 sections. Then Saturday's class we directly move on to the curved beams. I mean, different crane hook problems. Crane hook problems are very interesting problems, Amma. The same model, very interesting also. Crane hook problems. So if we complete the crane hook problems, then we will wind up this particular chapter. And advantage thing is here, there is no theory questions. I mean, no theory means simply no 14 marks theory questions you are having. Only they are asked for what are the assumptions, what are the applications, or what are the first chapter. I mean, in the beginning of the session, we already explained the step-by-step procedure. Right? So remaining things are only derivations and problems. So remaining things are only problems. So please be concentrated and be cautious for this particular chapter. Be cautious and be careful, and please be practiced. It is not like that of your other chapters by looking on your data books and simply copy paste it. We have to practice for this particular topic, right? So I hope you are solving the problems. Somebody is saying that maybe they are doing with Y values. So you have to verify. You please verify your answer somehow. No problem. So the answers are minimum value 75.9 and maximum value is 115.8. So y values, these are the y values. Amma, you please verify it. So I hope this is sufficient. Those who are asking for slide downing, I have this purpose only. So d value, h square value, Amma, already you know that h square value. So right. So h square value is 140.34. Somebody is saying that 140.34. The h square value, please observe that r cube by a into b2 plus b1 minus b2 by d into r2 of logarithm of e r2 by r1 minus b1 minus b2 minus r square. So already this equation is available. I don't know why you get difficulty. It's a direct answer, direct substitution. I already told you that b1 value, b2 value. So that is the reason why you please verify your derivation in order to get the values of r1 and r2. So my purpose is in order to refer the value of your R1, R2 only ask you to solve the problem of x square and y naught value. Now you got the answer. I hope you got the answer. See, again, you are having the same doubt, Amma. You please observe the figure. You please observe the figure. So in the given figure, it is represented that you are 18.67 and 21.33. How do you get this value, Amma? You please observe the figure. So depth value is somebody is asking that depth value for now to calculating for y value. Okay. Now, what is the depth value? It is mentioned in the given figure. So I already told you that terminology is very, very important. Terminology is very, very important. So calculation of D1 and D2. So it is available. You please observe in the given D2 value. Total depth is 40. I hope you understand. So D1 value, D2 values. Once if you know the D1 and D2 values, and it is very easy for you for calculation of your Y value. I hope you understand. And I hope your doubts are clarified. And if at all, if you still finding any difficulty, please refer this problem. Again, still you're having confusion, right? You back to me on Saturday, and you please ask questions, no problem. Okay, but please verify problem first and solve the problem first. And if at all, if you find difficulty, yes, definitely come back to me and ask the questions. Right? Right, anyway. Oh. So I hope you understand, Amma, for your patience, and thanks for your patience. As we are running out of time, please verify the figure once and also verify the given data. And if you're having any difficulty, please come back to me for this class section, trapezoidal section. So already you came across trapezoidal sections in your earlier classes. I don't know why you are feeling difficulty in calculating D1 and D2, but anyway, no problem. Still, if you find any difficulty, no problem. Okay? No problem. You feel free to ask questions, no problem. Still, if you are not understanding, in trapezoidal section, because trapezoidal section is somewhat different section compared to that of your remaining sections. But in order to calculating purpose, those things are available in your centroid. Again, if you're having any doubt, no problem. You come back to me on Saturday class. Definitely, I will clarify this problem. Right? So thanks, Summer. Thanks for your patience and thank you.